Real Estate. This is your host, Marie Antonette Waite. We just finished a great interview with Patrick France, and now we are heading to another guest, and this is Steve Matley. Steve Matley is someone that I have worked with for so many years. I've known him doing a lot of real estate land development project, and he is also hosting his show called Building Solid Foundation. Steve also was one of our original Realmen of Real Estate. He was actually the reason why I came up with this name. It was actually, it came from him as an idea, and I thought that was a clever name. I'll just go ahead and take it and go with it. So, Steve, welcome to the Realmen of Real Estate.
Thank you, Marie. It's good to be here.
So, Steve, I mean, I know that you are doing your radio show every Thursday at 3 o'clock p.m. and every Sunday at 2 p.m. So, how are you feeling about the entire show? I mean, and I know you're bringing a lot of people too. So, what do you think of what you're doing with your show right now?
I'm having fun. When I first started doing these shows, they originally started just to develop some content to put up on my company website. But I enjoyed talking to people. And while we started talking almost exclusively about real estate, investing, and finance, we branched out to talk to a lot of different people about things that are nothing to do with that, just life things and health things and whatever is interesting out there as well. I'd say the show's still about 70% real estate, finance, and investing related, but the other 30% is all kinds of crazy things. I've had fascinating guests, and I like the fact that it's very unscripted. It's just a little guide. I ask the guest, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to highlight? They'll give me some questions or a couple of parameters, and then we just have a conversation. I just ask them a question or prompt something, and we just have a conversation. It's like two people sitting at Starbucks having a conversation with an audience that we can't see eavesdropping on us.
Awesome. Now, when in regards to real estate, do you think that the people still need to tune in when it comes to getting education on real estate?
Well, you can. I've been in real estate and in development and construction management for decades, and every day I can learn something new. I do learn new things all the time, not just because things change, but because the ocean of information is so infinite, nobody could ever master it. So you can always learn more things. You learn about areas of the industry you haven't been in yet. You learn about new changes in the industry. You learn about what people are doing that are innovative and creative. You learn about laws and rules and regulations that you didn't know about. And there's a lot of different people with different disciplines in there. So what a real estate attorney knows is different than what a real estate CPA knows, which is different than what a real estate agent knows, which is different than what a developer knows, different than what an engineer knows, different than what an architect knows, different than what a contractor knows. And all those have almost infinite aspects in themselves of things you can learn. And you know me a long time. I like to learn new things. I love learning different things, even about something that I'm supposed to be an expert at.
Okay. And I know that one of your main expertise is doing real estate land development project. Is that something that you talk about a lot in your show?
We do. We talk about other things as well, but a lot of times when we're talking, let's say I'll talk to somebody about EDUs, I'll talk to somebody about multifamily or something like that. I like to compare it to the land projects that we do, because while they seem very different, there's a lot of similarities in between it. We're doing a lot of the same principles and a lot of the same processes, but they just look different and end up with a different objective. And so, kind of my way of processing information is by comparing it to what I already know. So I
Okay.
like comparing that. And I like learning how other people apply the basic principles of real estate and project management and investing and use it for an entirely different vehicle within real estate. And I like learning about those things. And I like also finding out that, sometimes we'll have a guest on, they talk, and by the end of the show, we found a way to collaborate on something out, do a project together.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So, and it looks like you're bringing health and wellness in your show too, in addition to the real estate.
Yes.
Um, is it is it something that people should be focusing on also on your show? I mean, aside from real estate, I mean, aside from health, what else are you covering?
Well, okay, so real estate really speaks to your kind of your financial health and some wealth building. So you have the financial resources that you need to be able to do what you need to do in life and enjoy life, because life is much bigger than just the finance. So you've got your mental health and well-being, and your emotional health and well-being, and a spiritual health and well-being, and all those pieces of you. And I think it's important to look at the physical health as well. There's no sense in trying to put together projects and make money and build up a real estate portfolio if you're losing your physical health in the process. I think if you ask anybody that is dealing with major health challenges, would you rather have the health challenges and no money, or and all the money in the world, or would you rather not have the health challenges and no money? I think most people said, I'd rather not have the health challenges. And
Hmm.
you don't want to spend all the money you made dealing with problems because you didn't take care of your health. So I've had nutritionists and physical trainers, and your friend Wes Chandler, the football player, talked about CTE, the mental health issues, and behavioral psychologists. And I find that interesting. But we also have talked to people. The gentleman I talked to who works with me at the school, we talked about the midlife transition of 30 years after you left school without completing it, starting all over again and going back and getting that degree you promised yourself when you were a kid you were going to get. I think that has a lot to do with your mental and emotional well-being, and keeping promises to yourself. And I found that to be a fascinating conversation.
Wow, outstanding. Now, I know that you're also connected to the New School of Architecture and Designs. And are you going to be bringing a lot of the professionals in that industry?
We already have. I've talked to several of our faculty members and some of our alums. So I've spoken with um, alums that were women that went into the construction industry, and we're talking, young, energetic young ladies that are leading teams of men in the industry out there. Major projects. We talked to military veterans that are transitioning. They went to school and went into the construction industry. So I like talking with them to find out where they came from and what they're doing and why they chose that industry. Obviously, it's close to my heart. And we also talked with some of our faculty. Really, honestly, it was me having a conversation with some of the people that I've worked with for years that I didn't know a lot of their personal information. And so we had that conversation on the air where we could share that with other people, because I think it's beneficial for other people to hear their stories.
That's amazing. And as being the owner of Building Solid Foundations, you're also the one providing the distribution for the radio show, where you have access to Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android app. Now,
Right.
what is the vision for all of this that you're doing with the distribution?
Well, initially it started very simply, and as you know, we had done some television shows prior to the pandemic that we had another group that was supposed to be distributing just on Roku, and for whatever reason that disappeared. Everything went off the air at some point, and I don't know all the story of what happened on there. Could just been a glitch. I don't know, but we had made, and you especially had made promises to people about being on the air and getting distributed, and all of a sudden it wasn't there. So the fix was to go create the Roku channel ourselves. So I created that and then added the Amazon Fire, added the Android, and we'll add an Apple iOS by the end of the year. And that means that we control that distribution. And right now I haven't done a lot to promote it. It's really about building the content. You've provided a lot of content in, and I'm looking at how do we find other good content that is complementary. I'm very picky on, I don't want like political rant kind of stuff on there. I don't want religious programming. I don't want things that are divisive or negative. I do want things that I think all the shows that we've done so far and stuff that's come from the outside we brought in, there's some music and stuff on there, is all positive, it's uplifting, it's energizing, it's empowering, it's educational. And I see that as where I want the channel to go. And at some point then I'll figure, how do we, when we get enough content, then what's the promotion plan to get it out there? I like the fact that it's a free channel, anybody can access it, because I think the information is valuable for many people. Entrepreneurs, business, as you know, it's not just real estate, it's entrepreneurship. There's fashion, there's food, there's lifestyle, there's health, there's all kinds of things that are covered.
Yes. Well, I'm very grateful of your distribution and the support that you have given us for the development of real estate, And I know you have hosted some of our episodes on Real Men of Real Estate and also supported us with our TV shows for several years and for so many episodes. And we were very thankful of that. But one thing I wanted to talk to you also is I know that you are doing a lot of interviews. Would you also be in a point where people can access you or call you for additional information?
Always. As you know, I do not just the radio show, I do a lot of presentations, in-person presentations, a lot of times to real estate investor clubs or to business associations and those type of things. And I always put I speak for free. I don't charge for speaking. I put my information out there. And I do that because I find when I speak about, when I talk about the kind of things that my company does, Coast to Coast Equities, even people that have decades in real estate have no idea how those projects kind of work. It's a different niche of the industry. And I like educating it. That's why I work at the school. That's why I like the training. That's why I like the radio show. I like educating people. And so I always put my contact information out there, and I'm happy to entertain people and talk with them. Now, I don't have time. I have people that ask, can you take me under the wing and train me with everything you know? I don't have time to do that. And I don't have the program set up for that. But I don't have a problem sitting down and talking and answering some basic questions and filling in some of the gaps that people have.
Okay. Well, that's amazing, Steve. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. Don't go away, you guys. We're going to have more information from Steve. Again, he is the host for the Building Solid Foundation radio talk show. And I am your host today for Real Men of Real Estate, Marie Antonette Waite, and we will be right back.